there's one thing about working in a hospital over the holidays. At least you're guaranteed a white Christmas.
Excuse us. Could you tell us what room Deborah Saxon's in?
Why didn't you ask at the reception desk, Blue Eyes?
Because I'm asking you, Brown Eyes.
Are you two guys cops?
Yeah, that's right, and we're looking for another one.
Well, I don't remember any cops being admitted.
Oh, they're easy to tell. They're the ones that are always pinching you.
Let me give you a hint. We're looking for a woman detective, and I'm not talking about Nancy Drew.
Oh, you mean Deborah Saxon. She's right in there.
Oh, some girl detectives have all the luck.
Oh, hey, John.
Steve, Calvin.
How's Deborah doing?
Well, she's been through quite an ordeal. I guess you know that.
Well, is she going to be okay?
I think I have an early Christmas present for you, Steve. No, there weren't any injuries of any consequence, just a few small bruises and contusions, nothing more than that.
Hey, look what he did to your wrists.
No, I did that to myself trying to get out of those ropes.
The main medical concern was exposure and fatigue, but we're going to be able to handle that fine with plenty of rest, good nutrition.
Yes, sir.
Sounds like you were real lucky, Red.
Yeah, I am lucky. I'm lucky to have friends like you.
And she's lucky to be as tough as she is, too. She went through a really rough time, and in some ways she's in better shape now than when I last examined her.
Well, you know, I think because I was sick, probably saved my life.
What do you mean by that?
Well, it's just because of what happened when he took me out into the woods, you know. Well, we drove out there and he stopped the car and he started to drag me out.
Wait, what did happen? We know he left you off in the woods, and then he drove off.
I started to argue with him. You remember that course that they gave all the women at the academy about sex offenders? That it's possible to argue your way out of a situation?
Don't do this. Don't touch me. You're gonna be sorry.
Why, because you're a cop? Honey, that makes it double the pleasure.
Calvin wasn't the only cop there, you know. There were 6 or 7 other detectives in that park staked out waiting for you.
For me? What for?
They're after you, man. For assaulting those other women. They know all about you. They're following you right now.
You got it all wrong, Red. There's only one woman I care about. And I care about you a lot.
Don't, please, don't. I'm sick. I'm infectious.
You what?
Look at me. Real good. Do I really look that good to you?
You do look kind of washed out, but you gotta
Feel
pump
me.
you right. What?
Feel my forehead. Come on, feel it.
I don't know. What do I know about that?
It's a fever, man. It's a fever. You better know about it. Or you won't have long for this world.
You do look kind of sick. What's the matter with you?
They don't know. But it's deadly. Look at me. Look at my eyes. Can't you tell?
Yeah, well, they do look kind of bloodshot, all right.
They're going to put me in a hospital. In the isolation ward. Where all the doctors and nurses have to wear masks. They wouldn't even touch me without gloves. Feel me. See?
Well, if you're so sick, what were you doing out there?
I couldn't give in to it. But I feel like I'm getting worse. I feel like I'm going to die if I don't get to a hospital soon. Please. Please. Well, if I do die, at least I'll take you with me.
You ain't taking me nowhere.
No, don't. No, stop it, please. Please, I'm sick. Don't you understand?
Shut up.
Help! Help!
You can stay here on your own, baby. And rot.
Anyway, that's why I was glad that I was sick, you know. I knew I wasn't infectious, but he didn't.
Infectious or not, you are sick, and I want to make sure that you get the best of care. By the way, do you know how you were found?
I heard something about 2 hunters.
Yeah, did you know that one of those guys actually took a shot at you?
What?
Yeah, well, I give him a lot of credit for admitting it, actually. He probably thought you were a red-headed moose or something.
Thank God he was a lousy marksman.
What about the guy that assaulted me? You caught him?
No, we haven't. But thanks to you, we have a very good description. Every cop on the force is on the lookout for him.
We did find his car, though, and guess where? Right outside the roadside diner where Steve and I stopped for breakfast.
I heard the car was stolen.
Yes, it was, which isn't going to help us find the guy. Think we should tell her?
Oh, you mean about the arrest? Why not?
What arrest?
Well, it was sort of ironic that the guy who assaulted you had nothing to do with the attacks on the 3 women in Monticello Park.
What?
All right, the guy we were looking for attacked another woman that same night, only this time she got away and was able to pick him out of a mug book, so he was picked up and confessed to the whole thing.
Well, nobody said that there's only one crazy in Monticello, right?
That's for sure.
That's strange, isn't it? Boy, that's really strange. You know, there were some times when I felt that guy knew exactly who I was.
Well, look, fellas, I hate to put a wet blanket over this happy reunion, but I think my patient should get some sleep.
All right, we are kind of late.
Welcome back, Becky.
Thank you. See you later.
Yeah. Bye.
Good night.
Miles, let me ask you something. How much longer am I going to have to be here?
Oh, I'd say a couple of days, barring any complications. You'll be home in time for Christmas.
You know, I just feel so awful. I don't have anything to wear. I wish I had a nightgown or I have a toothbrush.
Listen, I tell you what, why don't I stop by your apartment on my way home tonight? I can pick up your stuff, bring it in at the crack of dawn. I got to be at the hospital anyway.
Oh, I couldn't ask you to do that.
Why not? Why not? Besides, a pretty nightgown would be good medicine for you. I prescribe it.
Here's a copy of the transcript, Logan.
Oh, thanks, Chief.
It's funny how some of these lunatics just can't wait to tell you everything.
You know, don't laugh at me on this, but I sometimes think that people like this commit these crimes in the first place to have the pleasure or release or whatever it is of confessing.
Yeah, well, I'll leave that to the psychiatrist. I'm just glad we got this guy under lock and key where he can't hurt any more women.
One more to go, right? The guy that kidnapped Deborah.
You put this guy on ice, prosecutor. I'll take care of my job.
How's she doing? Is she injured?
No, she wasn't. Not physically.
But she is in bad shape, right?
Well, she's in the hospital for rest and observation. I don't know any more than that.
Well, don't you think you ought to find out some more? After all, she's one of your officers. See you later. Oh, sorry, almost forgot the main reason I came here in the first place. Mind if I ask you a personal question?
He's got a real short answer.
You busy on Christmas? You have any plans?
No.
Well, that was a short answer, wasn't it? Look, there is a party, Christmas Day, that you may come to if you're in the mood.
Your place?
No, a friend of mine, Draper and April Scott's. Don't worry, it's not a second-hand invitation. Draper asked me to talk to you about it. He's an attorney, and we're all in the law biz together.
I think I'll just hang around my apartment. You know, look at all my presents.
You're expecting many?
Only if there really is a Santa Claus.
Why don't you loosen up and come to the party, huh? They're nice people. They got a lot of wonderful friends. You'll meet some good folks. Geraldine Saxon's going to be there. Mike and Nancy Carr.
Look, I really appreciate it, Logan.
The Kavanaughs, Miles and Nicole. You already know them, right?
Yeah.
So you won't feel like a stranger, will you? I mean, Miles is
No.
April's brother. Come on, what do you say?
Well, all right. All right. Logan, I'm just not very good at parties.
No.
But I suppose Christmas Day is not the day to spend all by yourself.
No.
Excuse me.
What is it, Jimmy?
Package just arrived for you, Chief.
There is a Santa Claus after all. Hey, aren't you going to put it under your tree?
I don't have a tree.
Well, it looks like you do now.
No, it's a plant. It's an ivy plant. And I don't have to read this card to know who sent it.
Why not? Oh, of course, Ivy. It's your wife's name, right?
My ex-wife, please. I would be surprised if this was poison ivy.
You said she was coming to Monticello. Does this mean she's here?
No, not yet. She's been delayed for some reason or other. Won't be here till after New Year's. I wouldn't care if she didn't come till 1985.
Well, I guess there's no question then of your being free on Christmas Day.
There's no question about it in the first place. Jane, come in, please. I had no intention of spending any part of my holiday with Ivy, and the same thing goes for this Ivy.
Yes, sir.
Get rid of this damn thing, will you?
Doggone. Hey, honey, they all work. They're all lit up.
Well, here's just about all that. Here, I got you some more. What are you doing?
And the lights on the tree.
You don't put them on like that, and you're not supposed to put them on lit.
Why not?
Well, because I like to see it all light up at once. It's more exciting that way, okay? Goes around the tree this way.
Whatever you say. You know, you certainly have a lot of rules about Christmas.
Mm-hmm. That's because I happen to like Christmas traditional.
Oh. Well, here's one tradition that I really love.
Come here. Oh, do you know that this is going to be the happiest Christmas we have ever had?
Yeah. And you know, this is really our first Christmas together, even though we've been married, a couple of years now.
Yeah, well, can't exactly forget how we spent last Christmas. Well, don't worry about that. We are never going to spend another Christmas apart, or a New Year's, or Washington's birthday.
Oh, don't forget Lincoln's birthday?
His neither. Or the 4th of July, or the 5th of August, or the 12th.
Well, what happened the 5th of August?
I don't know. We're just not going to be separated. Never.
Oh, that's right. It's the two of us, you and me against the whole world.
No, there's 3 of us.
All right. I forgot little what's her name?
What is her name?
I don't know. I thought you would have found out in the dream.
Oh, yeah. Well, I've just about completely forgotten about that dream.
Oh, honey, I'm sorry. It's my fault for mentioning that silly dream. Look, if you have a baby boy, we'll know the whole thing was nonsense.
Draper, I already know that it's nonsense. I mean, there's nothing about that dream that makes sense to me. A train whistle out of nowhere, a mysterious man in my hospital room bearing gifts.
Ah, speaking about gifts, I hope you don't mind that I didn't buy you many this year.
You didn't?
Mm-mm.
Of course I don't mind. I mean, I know that we've had a lot of expenses this year, not to mention a $12,000 check to Margot.
I'm just glad you understand.
Of course I understand. What I don't understand is why you walked in with 10 rolls of wrapping paper last night.
I just like wrapping paper, you know. It's very cheerful.
Oh. What were you doing the past 2 nights in your study with all that wrapping paper?
I was writing a brief.
On your wrapping paper?
Yeah. You know, that study is not going to be mine much longer once little Nameless gets here.
Now, that's another thing we have to talk about. I'm sorry, but we cannot go on calling him or her Little Nameless forever. I mean, that's something we have to make a decision about.
What's wrong with that? I mean, I sort of like that. Nameless Scott. I'm serious. Look, relax. We've got 4 months. Plenty of time to name the baby.
We may not have that much time, Draper. You know, it might happen a lot sooner. These things do happen. And besides, I refuse to have my baby brought into my room and not be able to call her by name.
Hey, I've got it. Why don't you finish having the dream, and then we'll know what we're supposed to call it.
Draper, why do you have to keep bringing up that dream?
Honey, I'm sorry. It's just a bad joke. Look, why don't you get the door and let me finish tying up this whole tree. What's wrong?
Who are you? What do you want?
Delivery man. Christmas gift, I guess. Would you mind signing right here?
Honey, what is it? What's wrong? Let me sign it.
Okay. Thank you. Have a Merry Christmas.
Thank you.
Yeah. I'm sorry. It's just that I saw him, and it just reminded me a lot of...
I know. It's my fault for mentioning that crazy dream.
Draper, this box is very similar to the one that I got in the dream.
Yeah. But honey, a box that size could contain any number of things. Who sent it?
There's no card. It must be in the box.
Well, look, if it bothers you that much, honey, why don't you just open it now?
Can't. See, this says do not open until Christmas.
Well, I'm gonna open
No, you can't do that. That's not right.
Why not?
Because it's just not
It's
right.
not traditional.
Draper, this it's going under the tree, and on Christmas morning, when we wake up and open up all the other presents, we'll open that one too. I'll tell you though, that box just better not have any silver bracelets in it.
Steve, what are you doing? You're not supposed to be here. Chief Mallory's gonna kill you.
I can't tear myself away from you.
He's gonna rip your badge up with his bare hands,
Well,
you know.
it'll be worth every bit of it. Do you have any idea what you put me through the last 24 hours? I mean, I had no idea if I'd ever see you again.
I know. Same thought occurred to me.
When Chief Mallory told me that you were out in the park with Calvin as a decoy, I went right off my head. I disobeyed a direct order.
You did? What?
Oh, he wanted to talk about some case or something. And here I knew you were sick, waiting for some maniac to molest you.
Look, I just thought everything was gonna be all right. You know, I've been thinking, Steve, this guy was very clever. I mean, both Calvin and I thought he was just an innocent passerby.
Yeah. And now we know he's not the same guy who assaulted the 3 women in Monticello Park.
Yeah. He was organized, much more organized than most of them, right?
Hey, well, maybe it's a good thing the guy had some sense, you know? I mean, if he was a complete maniac, you might not have been able to talk your way out of it.
Yeah. Steve. You have to go. You better go. You're gonna get in trouble.
Yeah, I'm gonna be late. You know, I didn't know how much I loved you until I thought that you were. I gotta go.
Steve.
Yeah?
Did you kiss me goodnight?
Yeah, I did.
No, you didn't. That was hello.
Oh. Well, hello.
Hey, you. What are you doing?
Pretty obvious what I'm doing. I'm opening Miss Saxon's door.
Who are you, another cop?
Oh, I'm a doctor. Who are you?
I'm the super of this building, that's who. How do I know you're a doctor? You got no right to go in there if you are one anyway.
Here's my identification. I have a private practice, but I also work for the police forensic department.
The what?
Listen, I am Miss Saxon's doctor, all right? She's at Monticello General, and she asked me to pick up some things for her. Listen, I'm not breaking down the door, right? This is her set of keys.
Look, that door was knocked down once, Doc. You can't blame me for being suspicious.
I don't blame you at all. Don't blame me at all. Excuse me?
Everybody wants to go in that apartment. Boyfriend's a cop. Goofy old lady next door.
All right. Let's see. Bedroom closet, blue robe on hanger, slippers beneath the bed.
Deborah? Is that you? Deborah? Oh!
Who are you?
Oh, well, I'm Mrs. Corey. I live next door.
Oh, that's right. Deborah told me about you. Look, don't be alarmed. I'm her doctor. I'm Dr. Kavanaugh. just came from her hospital room.
Oh, well, is she really all right? I've been so terribly worried about her.
She's all right. She's fine. She's just suffering from exhaustion, exposure after experience. We're just going to keep her in the hospital for a couple of days, make sure she's all right.
Oh, yes, of course.
I'm just here to pick up a few things for her.
Oh, well, if there's anything I can do to help.
No, not at the moment, although when she comes home, it'd be nice if you could look in on her from time to time.
Oh, you needn't worry. I intend to do all I can for that poor girl when she gets home.
Yeah, well, I'm sure she'll appreciate that. I guess I better, finish what I started here.
Oh, well, yes. Well, please give her my very best when you see her.
Mrs. Corey,
Yes.
haven't we met somewhere before?
Oh, no, I don't think so. You'll excuse me?
I know that woman. But from where?